is the backbone of this country. And this Ploughing Championship demonstrates that 200,000 people are going to be here over the next few days. And therefore, Sinn Féin has got the biggest presence of any political party here at this Ploughing Championship. Our tent has been back to back for many hours, particularly with young people coming in, would do your heart the world of good to be here to see the amount of people who are registering, signing up to become members of Sinn Féin. Obviously, in the midst of all of this, we are dealing with the crisis of austerity and the impact that austerity is having, particularly on rural Ireland. And when I look what our minister is doing, our current minister, Michelle O'Neill in the north of Ireland, and previous to that, Michelle Gildernew, one of the things that they put in place when they went into office was an anti-poverty programme. There wasn't an anti-poverty programme within that department. Michelle O'Neill, now continuing on from Michelle Gildernew, has put £16 million. You don't see that happening in the south of Ireland. Here, at this moment in time, people are talking about the impact of perhaps the budget and the cuts to the budget for agriculture and rural development in the south of Ireland. 13% they're saying is going to be taken off that budget. Michelle O'Neill is fighting tooth and nail in the executive to ensure that the rural community and the local farmers are the people who benefit, because we stand up for rural Ireland. We stand up not just for the farmers in the rural community in the 6 counties, but Michelle O'Neill works on an all-Ireland basis with our TDs in Leinster House, with myself as MEP. She is working all over, not just Ireland, but further afield, to ensure that she gets the best deal possible for the people that we represent. So therefore, it's crucially important that we are here, and it's important that people get an opportunity to engage with us, and we get an opportunity to hear about the impact of austerity that's happening in the farmyard, in the kitchen, when people are struggling to put food on the table and to feed their children and to look after their farms and look after their businesses. By the end of this week, we will have selected the 4 candidates to stand in the next European election in 2014. And I'm absolutely convinced that we're going to go back with a stronger Sinn Féin team in Europe, because that's going to strengthen what we can do back there. People know, when they examine our track record, they know exactly what we have done. We can stand over everything that we have done for the farming community, for the rural communities, for everyone who works within there and everyone who's dependent on them, and that includes all of us. So they will, I believe, make the most informed choice at the next election, and we will go back stronger, and we will be able to do a lot more.
I think this is a great opportunity for Sinn Féin, like so many tens of thousands of others, to come and meet other people from rural Ireland and to engage with them in terms of Sinn Féin's position and policies that we're going to be putting forward in terms of revitalising and supporting rural communities and rural economies. Since I was selected as a Sinn Féin candidate to contest next May's European elections, I've been meeting with farming organisations, individuals, community groups, many of those who are from those rural communities that have been absolutely devastated by the impact that austerity measures introduced by both the Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael governments over the past 5 years have been having on them. The reality is that over the past number of decades, the number of farmers in Irish land has been reducing drastically. There is a lack of support, particularly for smaller farmers and for smaller farming holdings. The cuts to schemes such as the Farm Assist last year is probably one of the most darkest ways in which that was felt by many farming families. Rural communities are under huge pressure. We've seen schools closing, we've seen Garda stations closing, we've seen post offices moving out of them. The heartbeat of those communities is agriculture and the rural economy. And unfortunately, government attention has been focused by and large on very large farming enterprises rather than supporting the heartbeat of those rural communities. I look forward to being elected as an MEP so that I can work alongside Martina Anderson and our team of Assembly members and TDs and senators right across and elected representatives right across the island of Ireland, because we have a message that's been embraced by a larger and larger section of all communities, north and south, and that message is one for a better, fairer way. It's a message that's been endorsed by a huge number of people who have attended the Ploughing Championship here in County Laois this number of days, and it's a message that I hope will be embraced by even greater number come the local and European elections of next May.
Well, I'm down here actually as the Assembly Private Secretary to Michelle O'Neill, the Minister for Agriculture. I've been recently appointed to that position, and I say it's a great honour to be here at the National Ploughing Championship in County Laois. We look at this very much as a National Ploughing Championship. This is a celebration of rural life right across the island of Ireland, and as such is a wonderful example of what is best within our agri-food system. This was really started in terms of departmental level by Minister Michelle Gildernew back in 2007, and it's great to see the buy-in from the department and indeed even from the Committee for Agriculture and Rural Development, who have a number of members represented here this evening. So it is a wonderful celebration of all that is good in Ireland, of all that is good about the premier industry in Ireland, and that is the agri-food industry.
It's really important for Sinn Féin to be at events such as the Ploughing Championship. It's a way to engage with our rural community. They create the fabric of our society, and they have absolutely incredible needs and issues that need to be addressed. And so mar sin tá sé thar bheith tácht go mission so to engage with these people and to see what are their issues and to let them know that Sinn Féin are the only real alternative to the state of the country at the moment. I've been selected and it's been a very humbling and privileged experience to be selected as a Sinn Féin MEP candidate for Ireland South to contest the EU Convention. I hope that once I'm selected I will be a voice for the rural people of this country. I'm from the rural community myself, and I see the devastating impact it has, like things like immigration, unemployment, and it's killing local communities. And we have to address these issues on a European level as well as a Dublin-based level. So that's vital really, and that's why I'm running as a candidate for Sinn Féin. So Sinead, it's a hard of a thought that go bhain vote and to the
I think it's extremely important for Sinn Féin to be here. A huge aspect of rural Ireland is now represented by Sinn Féin councillors. Also the very fact that the policies that we're pursuing in defence of rural Ireland, in defence of the people most in need, in defence of the people who are being effectively forgotten about by the political system in this country, that we are there to represent them and do our best, everything possible to improve their economic situation. I think Sinn Féin is becoming more and more relevant, and in particular Republican ideological politics has become more and more relevant to ordinary decent people, and people understand it, the very fact because it affects their pocket. Also the very fact that we're here in this tent today is again an indication of the commitment Sinn Féin has made to people in rural Ireland, to the farming community, to the fishing community, to people who live on low income wages, to people who have nobody to represent them, and we're here to show that we are sincere and genuine about what we're about. Also the thousands and thousands of people that have gone through this tent all day yesterday and again today is phenomenal, and each year it's getting bigger and bigger from a party perspective, and I want to commend everybody, in particular the local Sinn Féin activists who are manning this tent and have set it up and have done tremendous work over the last number of days, and it's a credit to them, and it's a credit to their county, and it's a credit to the Sinn Féin organisation right across this region.